with some bowing warm-ups. The first part of the concert has all very small bows in the middle, so we're going to warm up some of those bowing patterns before we play you our songs. Start on the A string. Up. On the A string and on the D string, I'm sure you heard that there were two different notes going on there. We're going to combine D string and E string and little bows to make the dad song. I was really impressed with how unified their little short bows were. And I was going to mention, because you probably wouldn't know this, but actually the hardest part of the dad song are the rests in between the notes and making them exactly the right length. And they did such a great job. And any dads out there, we had a lot of jokes about how many rests dads need in a song. Just generally play a note, you rest, you know, that kind of it. That's the dad song for you. The next bowing pattern that we're going to warm up is called Everybody Stop Stop. We'll start with it.
Sometimes in this hot, humid weather, string instruments go out of tune a little bit. So we have to fix them when that happens.
I promise I'm not going to retune everybody's. Just when you hear something. Okay, we're turning that rhythm that you just heard, Everybody Stop Stop, into the back and forth song. Now, back and forth means you're going from one thing to another thing, and back to that thing, and back to the other thing. The things that we're going back and forth between are a very rhythmic Everybody Stop Stop with the whole group, and then a very smooth, melodic, lyrical solo by Mrs. Jaques. So you'll hear the group, then Mrs. Jaques, back and forth. But there's another back and forth. inside the rhythm that the group is doing, we are going back and forth between the A strings and the D strings. So there's two ways that this is the back and forth song. We are going to actually switch to another song that uses short little bows before we get to the more singing songs that we also have learned in 3rd grade. We have one more short bow, little bow song to show you, and it's Hot Cross Buns.
It has the same rhythm as the dance song.
Oh, I forgot to mention, this version of Hot Cross Buns that we're going to do for you now, the group is going to play Hot Cross Buns, then you're going to hear Mrs. Jaques play a fancy little solo, and then you'll hear the tune of the song combined with the fancy solo. So here's Hot Cross Buns with the bow. Because we were using little bows in the middle before. Now we're going to use that bigger, longer bow, and we're going to warm them up first so that they sound beautiful when we add them to our songs. So these are our warm-ups for big bows. Starting on the A string near the bow. High place. playing a little fancy solo. And then the fancy solo will get combined with the whole group playing. So here's our version of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star with the bow. It is a fiddle tune called the Cabbage Song. The actual name is Boil Them Cabbage Down, but we just call it the Cabbage Song. And it is a combination of little bows and big bows. And you will hear the group play the tune. You will hear me play a fancy fiddle style solo. And then you'll hear the solo mixed with the tune for our grand finale, the Cabbage Song. We'll keep clapping. We're going to take a bow all together. What I didn't announce at the beginning of the concert, which is they did a fabulous job, and really appreciate all the work they put in, and parents too. I know you're working behind the scenes. Third grade teachers are also working behind the scenes. I know it feels like, well, what do they have to do with strings? They have a lot to do with making sure everything runs smoothly here for what your kids are doing during the day, including strings. And really appreciate them a lot. Appreciate everything you're doing at home. I know even getting the instrument to school on the right day, everything's challenging. So I really appreciate all that you're doing. And be on the lookout for a sign-up form. It'll probably go through Parent Square to the whole grade. But if for some reason you can't find it, you can always email us. It won't go home until your kid has tried the cello, so in a week or two, you'll see that in your inbox. Thank you very much.